with BT Sports, going to be shown live there, topped by the world title between Terry Flanagan and Peter Petrov, who we're going to be talking to shortly, and a terrific undercard as well, including the professional debut of Nicola Adams, who's here today and is going to tell you all about her preparations for an important break forward for her. But before we actually speak to the fighters, there is a major sponsorship partnership being announced as well. The gentlemen alongside me are very much involved in that, of course, and it's probably appropriate that Frank tells us exactly about it and the deal which has been put together with Foot Asylum.
Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks a lot for joining us. Yes, we're very delighted to be linking up with Foot Asylum. We've done a long-term deal with them, and they will be our brand sponsor for all of our promotions, our forthcoming promotions. They are a go-ahead young company, and we are, as I say, looking really pleased to be linked up with them, and we're going to be working with them and some of our fighters who are hopefully going to become their brand ambassadors. And from my point of view, it's a fantastic partnership, and I'm sure we're going to go strength from strength.
And Howard Tattersall, alongside me, heads up Foot Asylum here today and is acting as their representative, and you can tell us exactly what appeals to you about being involved in boxing.
So we're excited to firstly be on board. We did a bit of a trial in November at the Cardiff fight. Spoke to Frank and the team at the start of the year, and it's a great match for us. It's a bit of a no-brainer. As Frank said, looking really excited to get involved with the boxers, making our brand ambassadors. Yesterday I had a store appearance, which was fantastic, and it's the first of many, so we're looking forward to it. Yeah.
And I'm sure we can tell from your accent as well. The company's very much a Lancashire company, and Manchester's kind of your heartland.
Yeah, born and bred in Manchester. 50 plus stores nationwide now, and growing at a good rate. But yeah, Manchester is in our heartland, so it's quite fitting to have the first fight here in Manchester. And
exciting to be part of the new era. It's the whole promotion's being called a new era, but the new era with BT Sport.
Yeah, that's a brilliant platform, and it's great as a company to have the brand awareness and exposure. BoxNation, BT Sport, yeah, it's great.
Frank, before we call the fighters up, just give everybody a few words about the importance of this promotion. You know, for you as a promoter, after having been at it for a few years, and it's kind of redesigning the map, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We had a hard slog. We left Sky, 6 years ago, and decided to do our own thing, and it's been a journey. A tough journey, to say the least. There were times where we were hanging on by our fingernails financially. It was very difficult, but we believed in what we were doing with BoxNation, and eventually we got into discussions with BT and finally did a deal with them, and this resulted in what we're here where we are today. But as you know, John's a commentator on BoxNation. It was we worked very hard, and we put live fights on every week. I think there's basically 60 or 70 live shows a year. We were the only dedicated, and we are the only dedicated boxing channel in the world. So it's been been a bit of a journey, and we've managed to bring through guys on, because it's a small platform to start with BoxNation. We've brought through some quality fighters with I believe our expertise and with their talent, and that's why we're here today with Terry, with the two Liams, and people obviously have had faith in us, such as Nicola and Daniel Dubois and many of the other fighters on the card. And I think now they're going to benefit from this link up with BT. For us, it's a fantastic opportunity. They've got a massive platform. I think it's the biggest sports platform out there. BT also have access to their EE customers. There's nearly 18 million of them. So we're going to turn this into a monster. And the most important thing for the fighters, if they can fight, if they do the business, they're going to become huge, big stars. So for me, it is a new era, an old geezer, but a new era and a way forward. And I honestly do believe we're going to see some really exciting times ahead of us.
Well, let's bring the fighters up then, who are involved in the promotion. Daniel Dubois.
Thanks, Howard.
Thank you very much, Howard. Daniel Dubois, who is an exciting new young heavyweight who's going to be making his professional debut, Nicola who's making her professional debut as well, and then more seasoned performers, Terry Flanagan, Peter Petrov, Steve Maylett with Terry Flanagan, his trainer, and one of the legends of the sport, I suppose we can say Art Nicola here as well, who's with Peter Petrov. He's here somewhere. Where are you, Art? He's definitely in the building.
He's just gone downstairs.
Is there a bar down there?
Hello.
Where's Art?
Where's Art?
He was right here. I've seen him at St Bernard.
Hold on a second, Joel. Hold on a second. I'll turn all the mics off while everyone shifts in.
Should we wait for him to arrive?
Here we come.
Sorry, Frank. It's outside.
Not the first time you two guys have worked together.
Not for about 30 years. You right? Seen him, yeah. I'm a grandpa now.
Come on, Brendan.
About 8 weeks ago. Yeah, you're right. Still got my hair.
Okay, well, first things up, Frank again, to talk about the people who are up here today. I think first of all, Daniel Dubois, Frank, because obviously a huge amount of publicity around at the moment with Anthony Joshua going to be defending his IBF title against Vladimir Klitschko, that coming up on April 29. But in Daniel, I know you think that we as a company and as a broadcast network have somebody who's going to make a major impact on the heavyweight division.
Well, I hope he is, and I'm quite sure he will do. He's the new kid on the block, and he's only 19 years of age, so he's got quite a way to go. But as an amateur, he's been as an amateur sparring with top pros, and had been given a good account of himself. There's lots of stories been circulating, but we're into now what he does in the ring, and his journey kicks off on Saturday, so we're all expecting that to be exciting. It's a long journey as a heavyweight. In heavyweight terms, he's a baby, only being 19 years of age. But he told me his ambition is to become the youngest heavyweight champion in the world. So can he do that? Can he beat Mike Tyson's record? We don't know, and I'm certainly not going to be rushing him. As I keep telling him, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and we've got to get there at the end and secure the prize and then go on and defend it. But he's in an exciting division. It's a very exciting division in the UK. We've got the best heavyweights out there, and hopefully, and I'm convinced he can be up there with them and doing big things in the heavyweight division.
Hi Daniel, have a couple of words for everybody. Tell us about your thoughts and how you're feeling you're on the threshold now of the professional game. How's it feel? Nervous?
Not really. I've worked hard. I've prepared really well. I've trained my ass off really. I've worked really hard, and I'm just looking forward to my pro debut, and I'm just feeling really excited that I'm on this platform, BT Sport, and I just can't wait to get on the way.
You've been working for this down at the Peacock, haven't you, down at the Peacock gym? How's it all been progressing? What's the difference as you approach a professional fight?
It's pretty much the same. A lot of hard work, more one-to-one work with my coach. Obviously, working on technique and skill, and I'm just improving as a fighter. To be honest, it's the same as amateur. It's just it's as a professional. Obviously, we're working on the more high work rate, and just picking up shots and staying focused in the ring and just performing really.
Frank alluded to your experience with professionals, and it's a fairly open secret that you went in against Anthony Joshua, and the word is, you can confirm or deny, the word is that you sparked him. Is this true?
No, we're not going to go there with that.
We're not going to say that?
No, he held his own.
No.
You held your own?
I held my own. I gave him a few good slaps in sparring, but that was it.
The person you should be asking is Anthony Joshua.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm
But
quite sure he'll tell everybody what happened. Because he's an honest guy.
Yeah.
so you handled yourself okay in that particular session.
Yeah. It's good experience for me being up there to spar with Anthony Joshua amongst Joe Joyce as well, Olympic silver medalist, and it's a good
Tyson.
experience. Yeah, Tyson Fury. Last week I went up to his gym, sparred Huey Fury, and Tyson jumped in for a round as well. So.
And you don't feel at all intimidated or
No.
overawed going in
No.
against these guys?
No, I've been born to fight, and I'm comfortable in the ring. I'm confident and comfortable in it.
You still growing? You
Hopefully,
still getting bigger?
hopefully this is not the end. I'll end up at 6'7" or something
We'll have
like
to get
that.
the doorways maybe.
How tall are you now?
5,
6'5", and what are you weighing roughly?
16.5, about 105 kilos.
So you are a very big baby.
Yeah.
Well, we all look forward to seeing you, and hopefully it goes really well. He's going to be making his debut, Daniel, against Marcus Kelly, who's an undefeated fighter from Cornwall. Do you know anything about him, or is it just a question of going in and doing what you do?
Yeah, just performing really. I don't know anything about it.
Okay, well, we look forward to seeing you, and that's one of the fights which is going to be highlighted on BT Sport, and also a professional debut for the lady sitting alongside Daniel, Nicola Adams, double Olympic champion, and I think the whole country is really waiting with bated breath to see Nicola get into the paid ranks. Say a few words about it, Frank.
Well, you know, look at her, she lights the room up. She's bubbly, she's got the most infectious smile, and more importantly, she can fight. Me, I was never a fan of women's boxing. She convinced me, Nicola convinced me to, when I spoke to her, that, I had to get involved in it. And she's been a joy to work with, and I'm looking forward to this. She's won everything as an amateur. She's probably one of the most recognisable boxers in this country, and she's an amateur. So now her journey is to begin, and she wants to emulate what she's done in the amateur world, which is winning the professional title. And I think she'll do that sooner rather than later.
Nicola's an ambassador for BT Sport, and I think above all, she's a wonderful ambassador for the sport and for herself.
Yeah, and for the sport. Yeah.
She just does an awful lot of. I'm not going to ask this to her. You just say a word about this, Frank. She does a hell of a lot for women's sport in general, and indeed British sport.
Well, I think ambassador for BT, an ambassador for boxing, but it's about sport, isn't it? And what sport does for the country. It's a feel-good thing. We all want our kids to do something. We all want them to be involved in something that's meaningful. And sport is a meaningful, whatever it's boxing or whatever it may be, is a meaningful thing for kids to get involved in. From the point of view of keeping fit, dietary requirements, and whatever. And somebody who's been as successful, is our most successful boxer, as Nicola, you couldn't get a better standard bearer than her.
Have we embarrassed you enough there, Nicola?
Yeah.
Hey, good to see you again, and obviously looking in terrific shape and ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I've been training really hard the last couple of months over in San Francisco with Virgil Hunter, Jason Spencer, and Mike Basil, my strength and conditioning coach. The camp's gone really well, and I'm feeling confident, and I'm ready for Saturday to fight.
Tell us about being in that Virgil Hunter gym, because there's some star names there, aren't there? Andre Ward, Andre Berto, Amir Khan, of course.
Yeah.
How important and exciting has it been rubbing shoulders with these guys?
Yeah, it's been really good. There's a lot of experience in the gym, and I'm able to ask them questions, what it's like in the professional ranks. They've got so much knowledge in the gym. There's as well as Virgil, the coach, Andre Ward, is pound for pound one of the best in the world. And just to see these guys train all the time, I'm picking up and learning new things all the time. So it's just, yeah, I've just been in awe really since I've been in the gym and training.
Virgil's not here yet, is he? He's flying in later on, I think. Virgil
Yeah,
Hunter.
he is. Yeah, he's flying in.
Tell us about how it's felt working with him.
Yeah, it's been really good. He's got a lot of experience in the game, a lot of knowledge, and he's very technical. And one of the things that I like about him as well is that he knows how to take an Olympic champion and turn them into a world champion as a professional, as he did with Andre Ward. So I know that he's capable of making me into a world champion as well.
What have you been doing which is different to what you've done before?
I think for me it's just in terms of technique, it's changed a little bit. I'm learning how to place my shots and produce a bit more power. It's not so much about how many shots I'm throwing now, it's more about the placement and the accuracy of the shots. So we've been doing a lot of work on that.
I'm sure you're going to get a fantastic reception when you get in the ring on Saturday night. I guess you must be looking forward to it hugely, aren't you? Just to hear the roar of the crowd again.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait. I've been waiting for this a long time. I haven't boxed in the UK since the London Olympics, so it'll be good to step in the ring in Manchester on Saturday and hopefully hear the crowd cheering and roaring and getting behind all the fighters. And
fighting against an Argentinian opponent, Virginia Naomi Carcamo, who's got 4 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw. You tell us a bit more about her, Frank, or about what she's going to bring here. She's
like the Argentinian blokes. She's going to bring a lot here because they come to fight, don't they? So
always tough, aren't they?
Tough guy, tough girl, and I'm sure she'll bring the best out of Nicola. And obviously for Nicola, as we mentioned earlier, making your debut. Everybody wants to really please, they want to excite the crowds, they want to do all these things. So there's a lot of pressure on you when you make your debut, but I'm quite sure she's been around long enough to know to keep her composure, and I'm expecting a really good performance against a good opponent.
First step on the route, people are inevitably going to talk about world titles almost before Nicola sets foot in the ring. What's the time schedule to get her there to actually get up to sort of title level?
Well, first of all, amateur and pro, the obvious difference is the duration of the contest. So it's a matter of Nicola being comfortable when she's got a few rounds under her belt that she feels that she's ready to go. But for me, I think I quite honestly believe she could win a world title now. But that's not what it's about. It's about fight for a world title now. It's about winning the world title and defending it, and that's what we're going to do.
Well, good luck, Nicola, and I'm sure that there's going to be a huge number of people who are going to turn up and cheer you all the way. So lovely to see you here and fighting on a professional bill. Now, the main event, we talked on Tuesday about our number 2 event, which is going to be an absolute cracker, the interim WBO Super Welterweight title between Liam Smith and Liam Williams. I think that's going to be an outstanding fight. Terry Flanagan against Peter Petrov. Terry, according to the bookies, a red-hot favourite, but according to Art Palulo and Peter, of course, they say that the odds are completely wrong, and Art will tell you for himself in a minute, who's managing Peter Petrov, that he thinks this is a pick-em fight, and there's nothing easy when you get to this sort of level, Frank, because for Peter, Terry's making his 5th defence of the WBO lightweight title, but for Peter, I mean, this is a fantastic opportunity.
Well, it is, and I think Peter is the best lightweight out there who's not a world champion, and I'm not to say he's a potential banana skin because Terry picked him. I didn't want the fight. Steve knows that Steve made it as his trainer. We talked about it with his manager Steve Wood, and for me, I weren't really too keen on the fight, but that tells you what Terry's all about. He wanted what he calls the fear factor, and he's decided, he made the final decision. So he's got a tough fight out there. In an ideal world, I wouldn't be doing it, but he's got a tough fight, and if he comes through this fight, it opens the doors to some real great opportunities. And Terry's probably the most underestimated fighter in the country. He's 32-0. He's got the longest winning streak of any British boxer. It's his sixth world title. Fifth defence coming up. 5th defence coming up. And when he won the world title, it was under this sort of pretty odd or weird conditions. The guy in the second round, he had a problem with his shoulder, but the first round, I thought Terry was doing, really was doing well, holding his own, and he went into that fight as an underdog. And then the first defence was a tough defence for him. I mean, you look at the guy he went in with. He went and done the absolute business on him, on Magdaleno, and again he went in there as an underdog. And I thought that was the best performance by a British boxer of 2015. I thought it was fantastic what he'd done. And since then he's had a few defences, but I've got to be honest about it. It was like he couldn't get up for him, and I was quite, what do you do? What do we do about it? And we were sort of treading water, waiting to do the BT deal. So it was one of those situations for all of us. But now he's on a big platform. He's got the opportunity now to show what he does when he gets in the ring, because he may not be the most vociferous, he may not be the Jack the Lad outside the ring and say all the things that people say in this day and age to get attention to themselves. But what he does all his talking and all what he has to do in the ring. And when he gets in the ring, he's got the platform now to go out there and say, right, I'm going to win this fight, and I'll win it. As he said to me, he wants Lomachenko or Linares, and my job, provided he comes through this tough fight, is to deliver that for summer.
How realistic is that? I mean, Linares, we saw him against Anthony Crolla, and looking at a very good fighter indeed. How realistic is it to get him here? Maybe.
It's very realistic, but the thing is, we don't want to count our chickens, and I know that Steve and Terry won't be counting their chickens. He's got to get through this fight first of all. But if he gets through this, we will move heaven and earth to make one of those fights. He actually asked me to fight Lomachenko, and I'm like, because I'm not making no secret. I think Lomachenko's probably the best fighter out there, but he wants him.
Well, we'll hear from Terry himself about that in a moment. But prior to that, I mentioned Art Palullo, who's been in the sport for a few years now. He's similar vintage to me and Frank. He goes back a while, and for those of you who don't know, he used to be long associated with the Blue Horizon, the legendary fight venue in Philadelphia, which was the place which was used in the Rocky films. And sadly, the place no longer being used for boxing for a complicated set of reasons. But he's a guy who's absolutely steeped in boxing in the United States, and he's been working with Peter. And I know you've had a few things to say about him in the run-up to this fight. Tell us your perspective of how you think this fight's going to go, and tell us a bit about what it's like working with this fella.
Well, first I want to say thanks to Frank and BT. I'm going to get into it about Peter in a few minutes, but I want to say something about Terry Flanagan too. He's an undefeated champion. I've been doing this for over 30 years, like Frank. Pretty hard to beat a guy who's undefeated, because he's never tasted a defeat. He knows what it is to win. It's going to be a great fight. For Frank to start his business with BT with this fight, his guy's in harm's way. But that's what it's all about. It's fan-friendly, it's TV-friendly, and this is what they pay the money for, to see these young kids in the ring. It's going to be a great fight. I've been coming to England for 30 years and never had anything but a fair shake and a good relationship with Frank and all the people over here. I do better here than I do at home sometimes with the own judges, so you never know how things work out. But I just want to tell you guys, you're in for a real treat. I know you know that. Frank did a hell of a deal for you guys. It's a great fight. Terry Flanagan is a very good fighter. I saw him fight. I was here last time on a show with Frank. I had another fighter over here, and he was in the main event, and he tore apart Aram's guy. I can't remember his name, Magdalena. He destroyed him. So it's going to be a good fight. As far as Peter's concerned, I met Peter about 3 years ago with Alex Campanova, who's my partner. We have a tournament that we run in the United States called BoxNation. And Peter went right through BoxNation. Peter wasn't supposed to win BoxNation. Supposed to lose to the Fedosov, the kid from Russia first, then in the finals to Kharkamov, but destroyed them all. He's won 6 in a row. And in order to get this fight, he fought a kid that was with Oscar and Eric Perez in Palm Springs, and he quit on the stool. It's a good fight. This is a very good fighter, and he feels it's his time. Terry feels it's his time to go forward. That's what it's all about. Two at the very best at what they do. At the moment they climb in the ring, they think it's going to be their time. You told me you thought that this is a pick and fight. Absolutely. What's Peter bring? For those who've not seen him, what can we expect? Experience, patience. He knows his craft. He's had over 34 fights. The one he lost to I'm sorry. My memory is gone, Frank, over the years. Madonna was last minute scenario for the Madonna fight. Right, on a 2 weeks notice, and he took it for the money. I wasn't with him at that time. He wouldn't have taken it if I was with him. But at the end of the day, he knows he's in a fight that he has to win. It means everything to both of their careers. That's the key. One guy's 27, he wants to go on. Another guy's 34, he has to go on. That's what it's about. So it's going to be an interesting fight. And 8-1, since I'm not allowed to bet in America, because the promoters are not allowed to bet, I have to take a bet here because I'm allowed to bet. But if in America, if I bet, they would take my license away because you can't do it there. But since I'm over here and it's not my show, Frank, I'm going to have to put some money on the fight. But you're going to have a great fight, and I appreciate everything. And this young fella, he knows what he has to do. And that young fella, he knows what he has to do. It's going to be a great opportunity for both of them. Thank you.
Training's been concluded in Madrid, is it not? And prior to that, you were training in the States?
Yeah.
Whereabouts have you been working?
¿Dónde has estado entrenando?
California, Santa Fe Springs.
In California, San Andreas Springs.
And how are you feeling? How
I'm feeling great.
you worked harder than ever?
¿Has trabajado más fuerte que nunca?
He trabajado como siempre, pero mejor.
I've worked like I always have, but a little bit better this time because I know it's a world title.
How much of an opportunity is this? Do you see this as the last big throw of the dice? Is this one you absolutely have to win? Otherwise, maybe you're not going to get another opportunity like this?
¿Tú crees que esta sería tu última oportunidad, que es la oportunidad más importante de tu carrera?
Yo creo que es la pelea de mi carrera, pero yo nada más que pienso ahora mismo en esa pelea, no pienso en el futuro, lo que va a pasar.
This is definitely the biggest fight of my career, but I'm not thinking about the future. I'm just thinking about Saturday night. I worked my whole life for this moment.
And what do you think about Terry?
Okay.
He's obviously a very good champion, but what do you think about him as a fighter?
¿Qué piensas de Terry Flanagan? Obviamente no ha sido derrotado nunca, pero ¿qué piensas de Terry Flanagan?
No, tengo que respetarlo porque él es el campeón, él es invicto, tiene 32 peleas que nunca ha perdido, así que yo lo respeto como un campeón invicto.
I have to respect him like undefeated champion that he is. He's got 32 fights, he's never lost, so I do have a lot of respect for him.
So if you can look into a crystal ball, as we say over here, and predict the future, what do you think is going to happen on Saturday night?
Si tuvieras una bola de cristal, ¿qué es lo que podrías predecir para lo que va a pasar el sábado a la noche?
Lamentablemente no la tengo, pero yo vengo aquí a ganar.
Unfortunately, I don't have a crystal ball, but I know I'm here and I'm going to win. I'm here to win.
But he's got some balls.
Pero tienes bolas.
Yeah.
I'd get fined for that, Frank, too. I can't say anything at all. I can't say anything at all.
Well, Terry and Steve alongside you, listening to the guys talking there and hearing them speak, it's very obvious, Terry, that you've got to be on your game on Saturday night, haven't you? Because this guy's really here to win and fancies his chances.
Yeah, of course. He's boxed for world titles before, so he's bound to be coming overconfident and thinking he's going to win. We know it's an hard fight, like Frank said. It's the hardest fight out there. People want to see good fights, 50-50 fights, and I said who's the best out there available, and it was Peter, so we chose that fight.
Steve, I know you'll have studied him long and hard. You've heard their perspective of what he brings. What do you think Terry's got to cope with on Saturday night? How's he going to approach the fight?
It's definitely tough. I've been watching him for over, say, a year and a half, 2 years. He got mentioned when we fought Magdaleno. There was mentions of him being made mandatory then, so watched him for a long time. He's highly experienced. The travelling over here won't bother him because he's travelled all his career. So we're just expecting a good, tough pro, not bringing many skills or like anything we've not seen before, so we're ready.
And how will this rank compared with the other fights that Terry's had? Do you reckon, are you going into this thinking this guy potentially is the hardest defence that Terry's had?
Yeah, this is Terry's hardest opponent, definitely. That is going to face, again, experience is a key thing in professional boxing. But Terry's got skills, he's got stuff that Peter's not got. He's got hand speed, he's got work rate, he's got youth. So we're ready for him.
How is Terry? You've been with him through his career, so you'd know better than anybody how he's shaping up. How's he looking in the run-up to this?
He's where he always is. His fitness levels are amazing. He's strong, probably the strongest 10 weeks ago he's ever been. He was lifting weights. He's strong, he's fit, and that's the most important thing on fight night. That you're going into that ring fit and as strong as you can be.
And Terry, I hear down at the public workout at the Printworks yesterday, I hear you got a great reception.
Yeah, it was
Manchester
really,
public's ready for you.
I enjoyed it, going out and everyone coming out to support, and yeah, I really did enjoy it. I'm glad that everyone got out, and hopefully they can come out again on Saturday night and show the support.
And big Tyson Fury put in an appearance?
Yeah, Tyson is a nice guy, Tyson. I chatted to him a few times, and yeah, he's a top fella. I'm glad he come out.
Now, I know that fighters hate to look beyond the next fight, but Lomachenko is fighting on Saturday night, and we've all seen Linares in action against Anthony Crolla. What would you like after this, if provided you get through this? What would your ideal route be from here?
I don't think that far ahead. That's why I'm unbeaten. That's why I'm 32-0. Because I take each fight and the next fight, I look at that, I deal with it, and I'll win this one first, and then we'll look to see what's next. But yeah, there's been talk of through 3 fights ago, these fights happening. So what's to say if I do come through this one, whether them fights are going to happen again? So it don't really matter. There's no point in thinking about it. It's just about get this one won. Next fight is the most important fight. Is this fella going to bring out the best Terry Flanagan? We're going to see you really produce it. I think because he'll be there, he'll be throwing punches. He's a busy fighter. I can get him a rhythm more and box off with him, and it'll be a good boxing match rather than me chasing, trying to do all the work, forcing everything. Once we're boxing a rhythm, that's when you see me at my best. Exciting fight, isn't it, Frank? And you know, that's what Terry needs. As you alluded to earlier, he needs that kind of fear factor a little bit to bring out his very best.
He does, and I think we're going to see him at his best. And if he's not at his best, he's going to get beat. So he's going to have to be at his best. Simple as that. Right. Well, that's my sort of take on it. I'm sure that you guys have got important questions for the people up here. Everybody is here ready for you, so fire away, please.
Terry, Steve has said this, but do you think this is the toughest of your forward defences, even including Magdalena, where a lot of people had him as the favourite? Yeah, I think it is. I mean, like you say, he's busy, he's tough, he's strong, he's experienced, and yeah, I see him to be the toughest test yet.
Frank, what particularly didn't you like about women's boxing in the past? And how gradual was that process?
It wasn't gradual. It was like that. It happened, to be quite honest. I'm not going to be sitting here saying any different. I just thought back when it first started out, and I didn't follow it after that. But when it first started out, I felt there was a couple of standout women fighters, and I thought that most of the opposition wasn't so good. I would never ever denigrate the effort and the work ethic and the training and the devotion they put into the sport. That was, it goes without saying, but it just wasn't for me. And over the years, as we've certainly seen from 2 Olympics, and we've seen how the world's changed, because there's more women boxing now, and it's a much better quality, as we all know. And Nicola's the flag bearer, and she's convinced me that's what we should be doing. And that's, when I say convinced me, she hasn't said you should be doing it. It was like, we want to do this. We had sat down and we had a good chat, and I think she, fantastic person, and fantastic personality, and we want to be part of the journey. And that's what we've done.
Nicola, you spoke about Muhammad Ali and Leonard and Hagler, who you watched when you were younger. Who was the first female boxer you looked up to?
There hasn't been one, but I'm hoping that I can be that person for the future girls coming through. I mean, now I've left the Olympics and the amateurs, we need somebody else winning some gold medals for Britain.
And I just thought you might look at someone like Lucia Wright or someone like that who was doing well for it.
Muhammad Ali was my hero.
Daniel's sister she's European champion?
Yeah, she's European champion, and she's following the footsteps of these girls.
She was inspired by Nicola, which is fantastic. So his sister, they're a real fighting family. Actually, we didn't know, but his sister's already European champion. Was she 15?
Yeah.
15 years.
20 and I was amateur.
Nicola, you're now on a big stage, so you can presumably get more youngsters interested in swimming going into the ring.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of my main goals, to inspire the next generation. I want to see a lot more girls getting involved in women's boxing and not just boxing but sport in general. We've got so many good athletes now. Jessica Ennis, heptathlon, that's just retired as well. So I'd love to see a lot more girls getting involved in sport.
And converting Frank one of your best wins.
Yeah, it has to be, doesn't it?
It's got the old dinosaur involved.
Obviously Clarissa Shields is sort of making big waves in the States and is sort of anointing herself as the sort of world #1 female boxer. I appreciate you're never going to fight her, but can you sort of take inspiration from what she's done, and is there maybe kind of a rivalry there because you're the two, double Olympic medalists?
No, I don't see it as a rivalry. I see us both on a level and in a situation where we can both do really put women's boxing on the map and really raise the game. And I think what Clarissa's doing over in the States is really good, as well as Marlon Esparza as well. Just had her debut, and it's good that the women's boxing in the States is taking off. You've got the likes of Katie Taylor over here doing really well for the professional boxing, and now I'll be joining the ranks and lifting the bar again.
Does it worry you, Nicola, about obviously once you get to world level as a professional, it's going to be like 10 rounds as opposed to all the years of fighting like 3 or 4 rounds?
No, I'm actually going to enjoy it. I've been told apparently that I've got a lot of power, so I don't expect to be going too many 10-rounders.
And I'll ask Peter, from what you've seen of Terry, how do you think Terry rates alongside the other 3 main world champions at lightweight?
Con los otros campeones. No sé, es difícil compararlo. Cada uno tiene su estilo diferente y yo creo que el estilo de Terry es diferente a todos los campeones que hay.
Very hard to say that because each one of them have a completely different style. Terry ranks up with the best, obviously, up there.
Are there any more questions?
Terry, you've got a fantastic arena when you fight at home, so feeling confident ahead of Saturday night?
Yeah, I'm always confident going into fights. I mean, like I say in the gym, I leave no stone unturned. I'm always fit, strong and ready, and go in there with the right mental attitude and right sort of attitude, and yeah, I'm always confident going into fights.
I'll just ask Peter, you lived in Spain most of your life. Do you consider yourself now Spanish or fully Russian still?
Be careful how you answer that. Now, you train in America. We're not in the trouble when we get home.
I'm Russian 100%.
All right, translate that.
Yeah, he says he's Spanish. Any more? Any more for any more?
Daniel, lastly, you come across as quite an imposing guy. Obviously, your first venture into professional ranks. Have you been practicing your face-offs ahead of time?
No, not really. It's take as it comes, and it's all a new experience for me, so I'm looking forward to it.
They're going to have to be told for a face-off.
Yeah.
Right, that's probably about it. We'll have one-on-ones and head-to-heads for the cameras as well, but just a few words from Frank just to conclude it. And it's going to be an exciting night in lots of ways, Frank.
It is. It's a new era, as we say, and we're really looking forward to it. This journey with BT, this journey with the guys that are here today at the table are fighting, and I think it's just going to be excitement all along the way. And the most important thing is the fans will be the winners, because that's what it's all about. The fans being entertained, and these guys are serious entertainers. So I look forward to seeing you all on Saturday, and look forward to a great night of boxing. And thank you all today for coming along.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.